Hi, my name is Johnny Foster and thanks for checking out Irish Golf Expo TV. Now, I just want to bring you a very short message about how to stand correctly to the golf ball in terms of your stance width. In other words, how wide do my feet go to hit a shot? Well, that depends. It depends primarily on what club you're using. But let me give you a very simple way to find that out and one you can use throughout your whole game. So firstly, what do we do? Well, what we have to ascertain first of all is our natural athletic standing position. In other words, how wide do you put your feet if you're going to dive into a swimming pool, if you're going to hit a tennis shot, if you're going to tackle somebody in rugby, just something you do to keep your balance. For me, that's about it there. And what does that satisfy? Well, it satisfies what we're looking for in biomechanics, which is pretty much to have your armpit on the inside of your left heel. That's what I've seen the best players do over the years. So that gives us a starting position. Now, what club is that relevant for? In my opinion, I would say it's relevant for probably a guy who's hitting a 4-iron, or if you're using hybrids or rescue clubs, something like that. It's not just as far as the driver, but it's towards the stronger end of the irons or the rescues. And that gives us that already. Now, if you can see, just by me taking my natural position, as I'm playing sport, I slightly turn my feet out as well. That's what I look for in good stance. So that satisfies two of those things, which is great. Now, how do we adapt that for the other clubs? Well, again, in my opinion, what I would let people know if I was coaching them would be beyond that natural sporting stance width. If I was going to go to the driver, I would maybe go a third to half an inch with each club. So as I got longer, say if that was my 5-iron, then my 4-iron, then my 3-iron, my 3-wood onto my driver. And you'll see by the time you get to driver, your feet are wider than your shoulders. In fact, if we stand with a vertical spine and we measure that, you'll see that the armpit is now probably a couple of inches inside the left heel, which is what we want. So that's your driver position. Now, how do we go the other way? Go down into the scoring clubs. Well, take your natural standing base with support, and then for each club you would get shorter, i.e. from the 5-iron to 6-iron to 7-iron. As the ball position creeps back, we would take probably a third of an inch or half an inch off our stance width each time. In other words, your heels get closer together until you're down into your wedges and your scoring clubs. In fact, what you'll find with chipping and little shots around the greens, you sometimes even go down where your feet are a couple of inches apart or even touching, but that's for specialist shots, which we'll talk about another time. So there's a very simple model, one that relates to all your clubs. Again, it's another fundamental of golf, which you can't avoid. You have to have those in your golf swing. And how can we make sure we do this in practice? Because there's no point guessing what you can measure. Again, use your aim stick. Find your driver width, mark how wide your big toes are, have those in a certain colour. Then in the middle of the set will be your 7-iron. Again, mark how wide your big toes are in a different colour again, maybe red and green, and so on. So you can have something that's set each time you practice. So when you use this, not only do you get good alignment, you get correct stance width, which is another one of the 5 fundamentals that address. So why do we need good stance width lastly? Well, it should provide 2 things. One, stability. In other words, it should keep you balanced, not being knocked off balance by either the elements or if you're swinging at a longer club. And mobility, in other words, it should be wide enough so you can make a correct turn and get some power into your pivot in your golf swing. So take those onto the golf course. I hope they help you, and please check out Irish Golf Expo in September 2014.